Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wassalam ala rasulillah. So we're here showing how to tie or to put on the garment of Ihram. Remember, the actual niyyah in Ihram is saying Labayk Allahu Umratan, right? Or Allahumma Labayk Umratan. But this is the garment that the male is going to wear when he makes Ihram. He's going to wear. So remember, I have clothes on right now because I'm doing a video. But when you do your Ihram, when you put your garment on, you're not going to have any clothing on. Understand this. No underclothing, no boxers, no t-shirt, nothing. So you want to make sure that you tie it tight and you make sure that it ties in a way that's covering and concealing yourself where you don't show yourself as well. Okay? So pay attention. There's a few steps here. One, remember that the awrah of a man is between his navel, and his knees. That must be covered all the time. A huge mistake that people make on Umrah, you see them a lot of time, that they tie their izar below their navel. So sometimes their upper garment shows and their navel is exposed. And that means their awrah is exposed. You have to tie your izar where it goes above your navel. Remember that, it's very important. So besides that, there's no real sunnah of how to tie it or how not to tie it. You tie it how you want to tie it, however it makes it tight for you and it's not going to fall. You tie it the way that fits best for you. So there's a few ways you can go about doing it. One, especially if you're a smaller guy, you want it to be able to wrap around you twice. So again, you see I started at above my navel. So you want it to go around twice, all right? Go around once, and then you try to get it to go around twice so that to give yourself some, stretch your legs out so you give yourself some walking room. But still in all, I keep it above my navel. Above my navel, above my knees, right? Again, there's not going to be any clothes on under this. So you want to make sure it's tight. You want to feel it on your waist, not so tight. Take a breath, make sure you can breathe, but make sure it's tight where it's not going to fall down, okay? So that's one way of tying it. For the bigger guys who are not able to get it to go around twice, then another way that you can tie it, you want it to go around once. And what I do, you pull it out a little bit here, make sure you have some room, and then bring it back. Bring it back a second time, right? Make sure your legs are spread again, right? And bring it back twice, like such. Again, above your navel. Your navel has to be covered. That's very important. Otherwise, your awrah is exposed, you're naked. So the top part, you take like such. And, basically, like I said again, there's nothing special about how to do it. You do it the way that you feel comfortable, right? A lot of times we just throw it this way, like this. And there you are. Now, there's an important thing to know. When you're making tawaf, right? Tawaf, when you're going around the Kaaba 7 times, the sunnah is for the man to uncover his right shoulder, like such, right? He uncovers his right shoulder and he makes tawaf this way. Why? When the Prophet ﷺ went to make hajj, the mushrikun were watching them from above the valley, from above the hills. So the Prophet ﷺ encouraged the Muslims to show, and that's why you run also the first 3 times. You run a little bit. Why? To show that the Muslims didn't go to Medina and get weak. Because the people thought Medina was a place of famine, a place of disease, where, so they thought that the Muslims were going to go to Medina and get weak and no longer be warriors. So the Prophet ﷺ wanted to show that the Muslims didn't get weak. They still had their muscles. And to show that they're still strong. They're not famine-stricken. And also, it's good so that way when they had their swords, they were able to draw their swords and reach their swords fast if they had to. So, last thing, make sure you have your Hajj or Umrah sandals. They have to be below the ankle. Below the ankle. Okay? So they're cut out below the ankle. These are Umrah approved. Inshallah. Any questions about it, let us know. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.